Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Now you are watching 6.2 Nomenclature of Benzene and its Derivatives video 2. In our previous video, we already discussed about introduction of benzene and its derivatives. Let's continue with 6.2 for Nomenclature of Benzene and its derivatives. As the learning outcomes, you should be able to A. Draw structures and name the benzene derivatives according to the IUPAC nomenclature for mono-substituted benzenes, di-substituted benzenes, tri- and tetra-substituted benzenes. B. Apply IUPAC rules to name compounds with C6H5 for phenyl or C6H5CH2 for benzyl as substituents. Unlike aliphatic organics, nomenclature of benzene-derived compound for a single aromatic compound can have multiple possible names such as common and systematic names. In these sessions, we will analyze some of the ways these compounds can be named. Many organic molecules contain a benzene ring with one or more substituents. For example, methane that attached to a benzene ring would be named as methylbenzene. Since there is only one substituent on the benzene ring, it can freely rotate around and we do not have to indicate its position on the benzene ring. Common name is toluene. Many common names like toluene are recognized by the IUPAC system. When one of the positions on the ring has been substituted with another atom or group of atoms, the compound is mono-substituted benzene. For mono-substituted benzene, benzene is the parent name and the substituent is indicated by a prefix. For example, fluorine that attached to the benzene ring would be named as fluorobenzene. Another examples are chlorobenzene, bromobenzene, nitrobenzene, and ethylbenzene. There are many common simple substituted benzene with common names that are also used as part of the IUPAC system. Means that IUPAC rules allow some common names to be retained. For example, toluene as the common name for methylbenzene, phenol for hydroxybenzene, aniline for aminobenzene, benzoic acid for benzene carboxylate acid, and benzaldehyde for phenyl methanol. Next is nomenclature for di-substituted benzene. There are two types of di-substituted benzene. The first one is for two same substituents, and the second one is for two different substituents. Relative positions of substituents are indicated by prefix auto, meta, and para, or by the use of number. If two positions of substituents at carbon 1 and carbon 2, the prefix used is O for auto. If two positions of substituents at carbon 1 and carbon 3, the prefix used is M for meta. And if two positions of substituents at carbon 1 and carbon 4, the prefix used is P for para. Start with di-substituted benzene for two same substituents. Example 1. Bromine that attached to the carbon 1 and carbon 3 named 1,3-dibromobenzene, or we can replace the number by prefix methyl-dibromobenzene. Second example, bromine that attached to the carbon 1 and carbon 4 named 1,4-dibromobenzene, or para-dibromobenzene. Example 3, bromine that attached to the carbon 1 and carbon 2 named 1,2-dibromobenzene, or auto-dibromobenzene. Let's try another example. Structure 1, NO2 at carbon 1 and carbon 2 named 1,2-dinitrobenzene or ortho-dinitrobenzene. Structure 2, NO2 at carbon 1 and carbon 3 named 1,3-dinitrobenzene or methyl-dinitrobenzene. Structure 3, NO2 at carbon 1 and carbon 4 named 1,4-dinitrobenzene or para-dinitrobenzene. Let's continue with disubstituted benzene for two different substituents. For two different substituents, one of the substituent should be given priority to be the parent name. Select one of the substituent that give new parent name and numbered as carbon 1. Look at this structure. There are two substituents, COOH and NO2. If there are two or more substituents or functional groups attached to the benzene ring, one of the substituents should be given as the parent name. In this case, COOH is given as a priority to be as parent name. So, carbon 1 is starting at carbon that contain COOH. The next carbon should give the lowest number of the substituent. So, NO2 is at carbon 2. Therefore, the IUPAC name is 2-nitrobenzoic acid or ortho-nitrobenzoic acid. Another example, alcohol is given as priority to be as parent name and labeled as carbon 1. Chlorine as the lowest number of the substituents at carbon 3. The IUPAC name is 3-chlorophenol or metachlorophenol. This is the list of the functional group. When two or more substituents are present, substituent with the higher priority will be chosen to be the parent name. If it goes higher, the priority to be chosen as parent name is higher. Continue with the IUPAC name for three or more substituents. When there are more than two substituents on the benzene ring, the position of substituents must be indicated by numbers. The ring carbon atoms are given numbers in such a way that the substituents are at the lowest positions possible. The substituents are listed alphabetically when writing the name. Example 1, 1,2,4-tribromobenzene, and example 2, 2-bromo, 1-chloro, 3-iodobenzene. Carbon atom bearing the substituent that define the new parent name is numbered as carbon 1. Substituent with the higher priority will be chosen to be the parent name. Example 1, alcohol has the highest priority to be a parent name with benzene ring. So, carbon 1 is carbon that contain OH. NO2 as substituent at carbon 2 and carbon 4. Therefore, the IUPAC name is 2,4-dinitrophenol. Second example, COOH has the highest priority to be the parent name, so carbon 1 is carbon that contain COOH. Alcohol as substituent at carbon 3 and carbon 5. The IUPAC name is 3,5-dihydroxybenzoic acid. Keep in mind, the IUPAC name for this structure is first 4-bromo 1,2-dimethylbenzene and second is 4-bromo ortho-dimethylbenzene. Note that ortho, meta, and para naming system is used for arenes with two substituents only. Therefore, The correct IUPAC name is 4-bromo-1,2-dimethylbenzene. 4-bromo-ortho-dimethylbenzene is a wrong way. Phenyl group. The word phenyl used when benzene ring as substituent with formula C6H5 that attached to the parent. If alkyl substituent is larger than the ring that contain more than 6 carbon, the compound is named as phenyl substituted alkane. For example, phenyl that attach at carbon number 2 to the heptane would be named as 2-phenyl-heptane. If the chain is unsaturated, that have carbon-carbon double bond or carbon-carbon triple bond or contains important functional group, the benzene ring is considered as phenyl substituent. Look at this example. In this case, benzene as substituent while the straight chain as parent. The word phenyl used when benzene as substituent. The positions of unsaturated is at carbon 2. So, the IUPAC name is 1-phenyl-2-butene. Another example, benzene at carbon 2 and alcohol at carbon 1. So, the IUPAC name is 2-phenyl-ethanol. Benzyl group. The benzyl group, similar to the phenyl group, is formed by manipulating the benzene ring. In this case, benzyl group is formed by taking the phenyl group and adding a CH2 group to where the hydrogen was removed. For example, a bromine attached to a benzyl group would be named as benzyl bromide, while an OH group attached to a benzyl group named as benzyl alcohol. Thanks for watching.